Hi, I'm soaked. Happy Friday, and I am soaked. I mean, I may not look soaked, but I'm soaked. So when you get out of the car and you're trying to walk in and you realize, well, before you get out of the car, you realize you don't have your umbrella and you didn't bring your raincoat or a hat or anything because it really wasn't raining when you left the house. But however, when you got to the Petco, it was pouring down rain. And then I was trying to walk in. I was trying to walk swiftly. And the person in front of me was not walking so swiftly. Actually, it was an older couple. If they were not the slowest people in the entire universe, I don't know who is. Because I kept trying to get around them, but I couldn't. I couldn't get around them, so I just got soaked. And then we got to the door, and I was trying to get past them because one stopped to get a buggy, and then he nearly ran me over with the buggy because he wasn't watching where he was going. And I was like, I'm just here for dog food. Please don't unalive me, okay? I just need some dog food. Oh, the treacherous things we must do for our animals. So now I have to drive back home, and it's not raining as hard as it was when I went in, of course. I don't know if I told y'all this a few weeks ago. Let me go back to a more southern voice. I don't know. I just change all the time. But I don't know if I told you a few weeks ago, but Petco, I'm going back British. I can't keep up with my own language. Petco will no longer, well, they will, but they will be charging. Yes, that's what I want to say. Petco will be charging for a bag, plastic bags, because their parent company, whatever, is in Colorado, you know, where they don't use plastic. And so you have to carry your own bags in, or you have to pay for your plastic bags. Now, don't get me wrong. I take my bags in. I do. Because I have a bag fetish. I love bags. Now, you were there first, so go. So I take my bag in, and he's like, well, you're doing good by bringing your bag in because we're going to be charging for plastic bags. And I'm like, well, I always take my bag in because way back when I lived in an apartment, I lived on the 3rd floor of the apartment, and I had, I would buy those, you know, those bags that, so I could take up all of my groceries. I would take the lazy man's load all the way up to the 3rd floor instead of taking 42 plastic bags, because, you know, they put like one item in each bag. Instead of taking 42 bags, I would put them all in like 2 bags, and then I would throw one on one shoulder and one on the other shoulder, and I would hike it up to the 3rd floor. So I just got used to taking my own bags in. But yeah, they're trying to get away from plastic bags. And they're trying to get away from plastic bags because once those bags hit the dump, they never go away. They don't biodegrade, okay? So the dumps are filling up with plastic bags, and they gotta go somewhere. Speaking of biodegradable, there's 2 little kids. Well, it may not be 2 little kids. They just may be 2 little adults. I think they're 2 little adults, and I don't mean tiny people. I don't mean little people, whatever they're called. I think these are like me people. They're just little people. Not little people, but little people. Anyway, they look like children. That's all I'm saying. Which reminds me of when me and my first Kim, I've had so many friends named Kim in my life, but this is Kim number 1. We met when we were still in the crib, hanging in the crib, and she was a very bad influence on me. I'm just kidding, she wasn't. But she said, let's walk home from school. And I was like, okay, let's. We were in 1st grade. And it was probably a mile or more to walk home. And we thought that would be a good idea. I'll go back to my other story in a minute, I hope. I hope I remember where I was, but seeing those little people reminded me of this story. So the school's here, and then there's the ball field, play field, whatever, and then there's a sidewalk, and then there's the road, right? I mean, it's like literally right here. And we, instead of getting on the bus, or waiting for our parents. I think we rode the bus. Yeah, we rode the bus in first grade. And instead of getting on the bus, we took off across the ball field. Nobody stopped us. I mean, this was like 1969 or 1970, but still. And we got up on the, I don't even know if there was a sidewalk. There probably wasn't a sidewalk. It was probably just grass on the road, you know? Anyway, this car stopped. And she said, "Tracy?" And I said, "Uh-huh." And she said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Home." I didn't know who she was. But I was like, "You're kind of nosy, ain't you?" And she said, "Why don't you get in the car and let me take you home?" And I said, "Okay." So me and Kim got in the car with her. And she took us home. My mom was none too happy with me, but she was really none too happy with the principal of the school. And he got a talking to. He got a Shirley talking to, let me tell you. She said, "How dare you let my baby girl walk?" Anyway, that never happened again. But yeah, she knew my mom, and she recognized me, and she told us to get in the car, and we did. You know, why not? Let's get in the car with a stranger and ride home. It worked out good for us. But anyway, back to my story. I don't know where I was. Plastic bags dumped. Oh yeah, I was going to move on to my next story about the plastic bags. You know, the poop bags. I bought some one time that said biodegradable, right? And I was like, oh, I'll get those. That way, they won't be piling up in the dump like the rest of the plastic in the world is. Felt so good about myself. And I was walking the dog. I was walking Charlie. I don't know why I say the dog. Y'all know my dogs. I was walking Charlie. This is pre-Penny era. And I had picked up the poo and, you know, was swinging it to and fro like I always do, walking. And I heard a thunk, thunk, thunk. And I was walking with my next door neighbor. His name's Cotter. That's his for real name. His first name is Cotter. Anyway, I was walking with Cotter, and I kind of turned around and I was like, "What is that noise?" And Cotter said, "Road dumplings." And I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy biodegradable poop bags anymore, because apparently the heat from the plastic and it didn't make it all the way home. Yeah, it melted kind of a hole in the bottom, and road dumplings. It's a disgusting story, but it's still a funny story. So anyway, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that Petco, starting Monday, will no longer give you a plastic bag. You have to pay for them. I'll be back to finish that. Well, you know what? I might as well finish here. So I slept late this morning. I slept all the way up until 7:42. And then I got up and had to rush to start work at 8 o'clock, which I didn't make it. And then I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and send out these pay apps real quick. I was working on them for over 2 hours, probably 2.5 hours, because somehow it was in Adobe. It's a form that you just fill in the blanks, but you have to do it on Adobe because it's already a PDF. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, I'm sorry, because I don't know how to better explain it. But anyway, I didn't have the thing checked that allows me to type on the form, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't type on the form. So I decided to start inserting the text boxes, but I was putting it over something that was already there. That don't work, because then you can see through it. So then I was having to white them out. Anyway, long story short, I was about, I don't know, 2 hours into it before I realized that the thing wasn't checked that allowed me to just type. It's raining again. I got home and it's raining again. Anyway, and then the signature, I insert the boss's signature onto the form. It wasn't saving. Even if I saved it as a new document, it wasn't saving the signature. Every time I went out of it and went back into it, the signature was gone. So I had to print out the forms with the signature and then scanned them back in and put them in my packet so that I could send it to the company. So I started out this day not being that far behind to ending this day being a lot behind, because all I did was send out those pay apps and rummage through a few emails. Yeah, so I'm going to probably be working some this weekend to get caught up, which really irritates me to my soul. Other than that, after I got off, I made a little video of the fence and the ivy and all the things in my backyard that I'll show you a close-up of the fence. It's gnarly. It's awful. And then I made a video of Rosemary next door, and she's attacking the cat. It is the most adorable thing ever. I might get a copyright strike because my neighbor had her gospel music playing in the background, and I really didn't want to tell her, hey, can you turn that down so I can put this in my video? So I think just that portion of the video won't have sound in other countries or something like that. Certain countries, it's not every country, but hey, guess where my umbrella is? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in the house? It's not in the car. I know that. No, it's not in the car because I already checked in the back where I keep my bags, and it wasn't back there. So the neighbors that live across the street that I always say don't like me, and they stand and stare at me when I walk outside because I took a picture of the sky above their house, and I think they think I was taking a picture of their house. Anyway, I don't know. It's been a very rocky relationship with them. Long story short, they were evicted, so they're moving on. And I hate that. I hate for anybody to be evicted, but apparently they expect you to pay your rent when you move into a place. So I guess I'll be getting new neighbors soon. Hopefully that won't stand and stare at me like I've got 14 heads when I'm out walking my dogs. So anyway, okay, now I'm gonna run out and go in. Get out and run in. I'm gonna go in. I might actually turn my car around so I'm closer to the door though, because I'm on the other side. So if I back up and turn around, I have to go to the store. Did I already say that? I had to go to Petco to get dog food because they ate their last can last night, and I had to get the cat litter because that's on the list of to-dos this weekend, is change the cat litter. So I've got exciting plans this weekend. Very exciting plans. My sister's not coming, so yeah, I'll probably be doing fun things like changing out cat litter. So be jealous, okay? Okay. I forgot I wanted to tell you that for some reason I have taken my big bottle of peppermint essential oil into the bathroom. I don't know why, because that's not where I ever use it. You're kind of loud, ain't you? And because I put it in the palm of my hand like a little drop, and I breathe it in to help me with my sinuses because I have sinus issues. And I set it on the edge of the tub. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I carried it in there, and I don't know why I set it on the edge of the tub, but it's no longer on the edge of the tub because it fell off the edge of the tub and it broke. But it reminded me of something. If you use peppermint oil like I do and you put it on your hands to sniff, just be sure that you wash your hands before you actually use the restroom, because let me go ahead and tell you that that piece of paper that you use is not going to protect you from the fumes of the peppermint oil in your lady bits. Okay, it's just not going to protect you. It's a little strong. Things are going to be minty fresh. But also, it reminded me that the other day on a TikTok video, a woman called her lady bits her Polly Pocket. And I just thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. So don't put peppermint oil in your Polly Pockets, okay? Now I'm going to insert the video of my fence, and then I'm going to insert the video of my next door neighbor's puppy, Rosemary, and then I will bid you adieu. Okay, I'm off. Yay. But I want to show y'all this fence. He can't get through there. But see how that tree, it kind of grew into the fence. But this is the ivy This right here is the ivy that was growing on the tree. And the ivy is linked through the fence. So when I would come out here and try to work to clean it up, I couldn't clean it up because it was still coming from a live root, and that root could not be cut with anything I had. And this is not damaged from cutting the tree down. This was already like this from the tree. And I don't know if you can see how it's bowed out. Now this tree was here when I moved in, so I don't actually know who put this fence up. But she's going to have the, oh, bug in the eye, bug in the eye. Oh, okay. Not in the eye, but it was in my eyeglasses. Anyway, she's gonna have this fence taken down and get all this ivy cleaned up, and then put up a wooden fence. That's ivy. I'm just saying, pay close attention, because this is what ivy does when it is left unattended. It's a lot like kudzu. See those pretty leaves? Yep, they get very gnarly. They get very big. But look at that. That's where a tree stump was, and you can see the fence in there. This is what I was trying to say in the video the other day. This thing right here that the fence connects to grew up through the stump. That's it right there that's sticking out. That's a metal bar. That's where he ground up the stump. But he couldn't get that part done with that metal bar in it. And these are just weeds. I mean, this is a mess over here. Anyway, that's the state of the fence. That is the state of the fence. It's terrible. So I can't wait for her to take it down. And then the back fence isn't terrible, but the ivy has grown up the trees, and it's really bad under that's my magnolia tree. I was out there trying to kill it, and you can't kill it if somebody on the other side's not working on it. So anyway, it has been just a constant state of work. And then there's Charlie rolling around in the grass, because that's his favorite thing to do. There's Miss Gracie. And there's the Pin Pin. Pin Pin, where's your stick? So that's the fence that I want to, that's where the others live, the other dogs live, is over there. So I want to take all that down and put up a wooden fence. And then of course across the front on either side. So I'm not going to worry about the back right now, because I mean, I never see them outside anyway, so not really worried about that. She's barking a little. She's trying to grab her tail.
Well, she'll bite their tails, and they don't like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, she got it that time a little bit.
You hear her?
No, don't chew on the couch. So, adieu. Remember, I love you, and Jesus loves you. And I'll talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. Okay, bye.